Hey folks, this is Chris with Imperfectly Inspirational. I hope everybody is having a wonderful, fantastic day. God's been good on this end, so I can't complain. So let's dive into our topic this week, and what I want to talk about is something that kind of plagues the Christian community, and it may hurt a little bit of feelings, but you know what? That's okay. If it hurts your feelings, you're probably part of the problem anyways. So amongst a lot of Christians today, so many of us like to just get up, go to church when they do show up, and they go home. Turn on their football, turn on whatever they want to watch. They pass by lots of people on a daily basis that need help or may ask them a question, or even the beggars on the street, and they don't do anything. They could care less. They're like, you know what? I went and worshiped Jesus, now I'm going to go home. Folks, that's not what we're called to do. We're called to be servants. Not to be taken advantage of, but we're called to help those in need. And Jesus sets the perfect example of how to be a servant, of how to take care of those other people. And the goal is to be what? Like Jesus. That's the goal of a Christian. And some examples I want to give you is, one is in Matthew 25, verse 35, where he's speaking and he says, you know, I was hungry and you gave me food. I was naked and you gave me clothes. I was sick and you came to visit. And I was in prison and you came to me. And then he's talking about there was a response where people are like, well, when did we do that to you? We didn't do that. And he says, if you do it to the least of these, you've done it to me. So that is a call to action for Christians to get out and help those people that, you know, there's plenty of people in our community that we can think of that need just a little help. I'm not saying, you know, we have to go and empty our bank accounts for these individuals, but every good action is something that we're supposed to do. You know, you see somebody in need, we're supposed to help the best that we can to our abilities. And if you're not sure what to do, pray about it. Ask God. He's going to give you the guidance. He's not going to tell you no, unless it's a safety concern. But generally speaking, if somebody needs help and you have the resources, God's going to be like, hey, you need to do this. Another example is John chapter 13, where Jesus washes the disciples' feet. See, back in that time, it was the low man on the totem pole, the servant, that would wash the feet in the house. And fun fact, no Jew would wash another Jew's feet. So if there was a Jewish servant in the household and a Jew came to visit, they would not have to wash their feet. It would have to be somebody even lower than them. Or that Jew would have to wash their own feet. And it would also be done before the meal. So at this point of the Passover, Jesus gets up. Now the feet have already been washed, so there's no need to do it again. But he gets up and he goes and he starts to wash their feet, and they're kind of questioning it. What in the world's going on? And he says, what do you call me? He says, I call you Lord, I call you Master, Teacher. And then he responds to them. He says, if I then, your Lord and Teacher, have washed your feet, then you ought to wash one another's feet. So he's saying, if I can provide this example of how to do, if I, somebody who is God's perfect son, your Lord, your Master, someone high up, can do this, that most of the people who are servants do, you can do it for each other. God is setting the example that it doesn't matter where you come from, what your background is, what you look like, how much money you have in the bank. We're supposed to help each other. We're all equal. No one is better than anybody else. And I'll tell you what, if I saw a Muslim friend or somebody of a different religion, I don't care if you believe differently than me. If you need help, I'm there for you. That is the call of Christianity. It doesn't matter. We're supposed to love each other, and that's going to make this world so much better, is to have that servant heart. So I tell you, Christians today, go act like Jesus. Love one another. We may not agree on everything at the end, but at the end of the day, if we can show that love that Jesus did to us, because let me tell you what, I don't deserve the love that Jesus gave me. I don't deserve it. I'm a wretched sinner. But he showed compassion on me, and he showed love, and he helped me out through times of my need. So that's what we're called to do to other people. So folks, take this time, go out and show the world some love. Be like Jesus. Show them that you care. But I love you, and you got this.